Give you a little look at me this morning. I took a zero yesterday, and my wife came up and brought some clippers, and I trimmed my beard a whole lot, as you can tell. I look a lot different than I did. I'm crossing over the bridge. I'm going to do a little bit of slack. I have a hard time keeping that camera aimed. I'm going to be doing a little bit of slack packing today, and then, real backpacking too. What I mean by that is I'm going to slack pack for about 8 miles to Indian Grave Gap. Steve from Unicoi Shuttles is going to meet me up there about noon with my pack, and then I'll have a little bit over 8 miles to go to get to, I think it's Cherry Gap Shelter tonight. I like to stay at these shelters because it cuts down on having to pack up a tent in the rain and all that kind of thing. So that's the plan right now. I've got about 8 miles of hiking to do, and then I'll get my pack, and then 8 more miles. I've got more to say, but I will try to cut it off for now. So I don't know if I said it or not, but today is Monday, February 27th. This is day 12 for me being back on the trail. And I spent 2 nights at Uncle Johnny's. And so I'm just now leaving Uncle Johnny's a few minutes ago. Had a good restful weekend, and I feel good. Nodak is staying behind, so I had to say goodbye to Nodak, hoping maybe I'll get rejoined with him, because I really like him, and I really feel like I have made a long-term friend of him. That's the coolest thing about this trail, is I've already met, people that I hope I can keep in contact with. And this Steve from Unicoi Shuttles, I mean, he's just a great guy, and I hope I can stay in contact with him. I'd like to be his friend. Nice little walk through the forest right now. It's not very steep, but I know that's going to change. Okay, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a first for me with the AT, and that is crossing a train track. I don't think I've had to cross a train track yet, but I am now. There's the trail on the other side. My new friend Arnold, whom I've now sheltered with 3 nights, 2 of which were at the Uncle Johnny's hostel. The first night was out there at No Business Knob. He has decided he wants to do the same thing I'm doing today, and so it might be that I have a new person that I'm going to be hiking with, which is fine. He's about the age of my youngest son. It's funny, Nodak is close to the age of my oldest son, and Arnold is close to the age of my youngest son. But Arnold doesn't have a trail name yet. I'll have to think of one for him. I was just thinking about it, and this is silly, I know. Some of you will say, that's really stupid, but I thought of just calling him Schwarzenegger. But that's pretty simplistic, so I'm not real good at coming up with nicknames and trail names and things like that, but maybe something will come up, or somebody else will give him a name. Maybe he could go by Terminator. That would be pretty cool. I was telling you about how nice Steve is, the shuttle driver. When we agreed that he was going to help me slack pack today, he said, "Do you want to go to the hospital and have breakfast in the morning?" I said, "Sure." And he said they have a good breakfast and it's only like $8 or so. And so he picked me up, took me over to the hospital. We went in the little cafeteria area at the hospital, and I had eggs and bacon, and biscuit and gravy, tater tots, a cup of coffee. It was $7.33, something like that. Good breakfast. If I wouldn't have known about it, I'd have just been eating oatmeal or something. But so if you have to stay at Uncle Johnny's and you're going to hike out the next morning, I mean, you could walk to it. It'd be a little far, maybe a mile or more to walk to it, but good place to have breakfast. When I weighed my groceries, when I got back yesterday evening from resupply, I had about 9 pounds worth of food, and that's will get me through the next 4.5 days. So I think that's pretty close to right. I'm okay with that. So when I do get my pack back, I'll be back to carrying my 9 pounds worth of food. I weighed my pack this morning, and just not counting any water, I took my water off, and my pack weighed 36 pounds with all my stuff, my gear, and 4.5 days worth of food. So if you subtract that 9 pounds worth of food off, that gets you to I guess you'd consider my base pack weight at 27 pounds. So I don't think that's horrible. I know there are a lot of hikers that could do with a lot less, but considering where I started to where I'm at now, I feel a lot better about things. I'm not adding gear much. I'm still shedding gear. I shed some things this weekend, sent them home, but one little piece of item that I did add, and I thought about it, and then I sort of thought against it, but it was free. I had told you about Merlin before, and Merlin had found a really lightweight backpacker umbrella somewhere along the way, and he had wanted to find somebody he wanted to give it to, because he had tried to find the rightful owner. He'd put messages out on Facebook and far out and different things, just seeing if anybody may have lost it, and he couldn't reunite it with its owner. So he asked me, I think it was the day before yesterday evening, if I wanted it, and I said sure. So now I'm going to be carrying a lightweight backpacker umbrella. I'll see how I like it, and if I don't like messing with it, I may gift it to someone else, but we'll see. I love coming across these little bridges along the way. It's supposed to rain later today with a pretty high chance of it, but the sun's shining, the sky's clear, and it is a beautiful morning to be hiking right now. Okay, this is Curly Maple Gap Shelter coming into view right now. I'm not planning on staying here, of course, and I'm not really planning on being here for just a few minutes, but I'm going to stop and get me a drink of water and take a brief break. Looks like a nice double-decker shelter. Picnic table underneath. Yep, pretty good shelter. This is called Beauty Spot. It is beautiful here. Pretty windy and trying to rain though. Another high elevation bald. These places are awesome. I haven't seen this kind of tree since the Smokies, I don't think. This is a spruce tree. That's pretty cool. I'm at about 4,900 feet, 4,900 feet elevation. That's pretty cool.